Somewhere right now, a black family in Chicago is loading a moving truck, and their next address is not in Chicago anymore. It is not New York either. For decades, the story of Black America pointed north. That story just flipped, and almost nobody outside the Census Bureau noticed. Between 2020 and 2025, more than 1 million Black Americans quietly packed up and rerouted the most famous migration in United States history, and they are landing in specific zip codes with specific numbers behind them. One Texas metro just posted the single largest Black population gain of any city in the entire country. A rocket town in Alabama is offering aerospace salaries at small-town prices. And a Maryland county that used to brag about being the wealthiest Black county in America just got quietly out-earned by its own neighbor. If you want the roof over your head kept informed, hit subscribe and let us count down 10 cities Black families are secretly choosing in 2026. Quick context first. A century ago, roughly 6 million Black Americans left the South for cities like Chicago, Detroit, and New York. That was the Great Migration. Today, more than half of Black Americans live back in the South, and the reason is not mysterious once you run the math. According to Redfin, $400,000 buys you around 1,200 square feet in Metro Atlanta. That same money buys under 900 square feet in New York. Same paycheck, completely different life. Once families ran that comparison during the remote work years, the U-Hauls started rolling south. Here are the 10 places they are actually driving to. Number 10, Jacksonville, Florida. While everyone obsesses over Miami and Tampa, Jacksonville has been quietly cleaning up. It is the largest city by land area in the lower 48 states, and it is about 30% Black. One of the biggest Black population gains of any single city in the country over the last decade. The median home price sits around $312,000, barely moving while the rest of Florida went vertical. Healthcare, finance, port logistics, and a heavy Navy presence keep steady paychecks flowing. It is coastal Florida living without the coastal Florida price tag. Number 9, San Antonio, Texas. This one surprises people. Black residents make up only about 9% of the city, but in a major 2025 ranking of the best cities for Black professionals, San Antonio landed at number 3 in the country and number 2 specifically for economic opportunity. The Black employment rate runs around 94%, and Black median income here sits unusually close to the citywide figure, a gap that stays painfully wide in most other cities. Add St. Philip's College, one of the most affordable big metro housing markets in Texas, and no state income tax, and you have a hidden gem nobody is shouting about. Number 8, Huntsville, Alabama. They call it Rocket City, and it earns the name. Huntsville is about 29% Black, more Black than the state of Alabama overall. And in a 2025 ranking of top cities for Black renters, it landed at number 5 nationally. Redstone Arsenal employs roughly 45,000 people and pumps about $36 billion into the local economy through NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, the Missile Defense Agency, and private giants like Boeing. The median home price runs about 18% below the national number, and Alabama A&M, the state's largest historically Black university, just hit record enrollment. Some 2025 federal budget cuts have trimmed a few NASA positions, so it is worth watching, but the value is still rare. Astronaut-level industry sitting on small-town prices. Number 7, Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte quietly became the second-largest banking hub in the entire country behind only New York. Bank of America is headquartered downtown alongside Wells Fargo's East Coast operations and Truist. The metro is about 35% Black and has been one of the fastest growing regions in America, with the wider metro area passing 3 million residents. Charlotte consistently ranks among the top cities for Black professionals, thanks to banking, healthcare through the massive Atrium Health System, and a growing tech sector. The catch is that the secret is out. Median home prices have climbed past $400,000, still a fraction of a coastal financial hub, but no longer the bargain it was 5 years ago. Number 6, Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina. The Research Triangle sounds like a conspiracy thriller and is actually just 3 cities full of smart people making good money. Duke, the University of North Carolina, and North Carolina State sit within a short drive of Research Triangle Park, the largest research park in the country, pulling in pharmaceutical and tech firms that pay accordingly. Durham was home to the original Black Wall Street, a legendary hub of Black-owned banks and businesses in the early 1900s, and that legacy lives on through North Carolina Central University, sitting right beside the research money. Young graduates do not have to leave town to build a career. The average commute runs around 24 minutes, which after Atlanta traffic feels like witchcraft. Prices have climbed fast here too, so the easy window is closing. If this is opening your eyes so far, tap that like button. It costs nothing and helps someone else find this before rent goes up again. Now, the heavy hitters. Number 5. The Maryland suburbs outside Washington, D.C. For decades, Prince George's County held the title of wealthiest majority Black county in America, home to nearly 1 million people, about 64% Black, with a median household income near $100,000. Neighborhoods like Mitchellville and Woodmore were never up and coming. They were already arrived. But the neighboring Charles County, anchored by the fast-growing town of Waldorf, quietly stole the crown. The number of Black families there earning over $200,000 a year quadrupled between 2009 and 2020. The wealth did not leave the region, it just moved further out and bought a bigger lot. The honest catch is that 2025 federal layoffs are hitting this region hard, since so much of the local economy runs on government paychecks. Number 4. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville has been one of the hottest relocation magnets in the country, growing at around 1.5% a year, powered by no state income tax and a booming healthcare industry. The median home price now sits around $475,000, one of the pricier stops on this list. But Nashville is home to 3 historically Black colleges: Fisk University, Tennessee State, and Meharry Medical College, one of the oldest trainers of Black doctors in the country. Smart movers are not buying downtown. They are spreading into suburbs like Murfreesboro and Mount Juliet, trading a walkable bar crawl for a driveway and a school district. Number 3. Houston, Texas. Houston added roughly 174,000 Black residents between 2020 and 2025, the second biggest raw gain of any metro in the country. The city is nearly 23% Black, more than 500,000 people, and the median home price sits around $335,000, while the overall cost of living runs about 7% below the national average. The Texas Medical Center, the largest medical complex on the planet, anchors the job market alongside energy and aerospace work. Houston has one of the highest rates of Black-owned businesses in Texas, roughly 1 in 5, plus historically Black universities in Texas Southern and nearby Prairie View A and M. This is not a place where you are the only one in the room. Number 2. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta has been the Black Mecca for a generation, adding around 158,000 Black residents between 2020 and 2025, with roughly 37% of the metro being Black, the highest share of any major metro in the country. But here is the detail most people miss. 87% of the metro's Black population now lives in the suburbs, not the city itself. South Fulton, just southwest of downtown, is over 90% Black, with a median household income around $82,000 and a population past 110,000. Stonecrest is home to a marketplace branded as the new Black Wall Street, packed with Black-owned businesses. Atlanta is still the cultural engine room, it just is not technically the top destination anymore. And that brings us to number 1. Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas. Between 2020 and 2025, this metro added roughly 182,000 Black residents, the single largest gain of any metro in the entire United States, quietly ending Atlanta's long reign without a press release. The southern suburbs are where the middle and upper middle class core is landing. Places like DeSoto, where one zip code holds the largest black population in the region with a median household income over $83,000, and Cedar Hill sitting above $90,000. Meanwhile, high-earning professionals are moving into Frisco and McKinney in the north, where median incomes run well into six figures. Stack it together, a median home price around $320,000, no state income tax, an employment rate above 90%, and a black population that has now crossed 1.5 million. Dallas-Fort Worth did not get the movies or the nickname. It just got more people than anywhere else in the country. So there is your map. 10 cities and one enormous quiet shift most of the country still has not clocked. Before you start packing boxes, here is the honest part. In 2025, the national black homeownership rate slipped to around 44%, the lowest it has been in years, which means buying a home is getting harder even in these affordable metros. Federal layoffs are squeezing the DC region that used to be the safest bet on the board, and even Rocket City has budget clouds overhead. The opportunity is real, it just is not guaranteed. A century ago, the story was about leaving the South to find a future. Today, it is about coming home to build one, with a mortgage that actually makes sense in a community that is already waiting. If this opened your eyes even a little, hit like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.